and welcome to Literacy Now, the show where we will talk about resources to help keep yourself up to date in your career and in topics that might be of interest to you. My name is Nancy Messina, and today we are going to talk to a current doctoral candidate and graduate of Lindenwood University. Our guest is a licensed professional counselor and ex-professional boxer who currently runs a boxing gym. So you might be aware that there are many types of therapy. Some you've probably heard of, such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy. Others you might not be as familiar with, such as music therapy, dance movement therapy, or boxing therapy. We are hoping that through this show you will learn about some of these different types of therapies and what they can do for you. We will specifically be looking at therapy through the lens of boxing therapy. We are also hoping that you will learn where you can go for more information about different types of therapies. So when we come back, our guest is going to talk about his counseling degree and background in boxing and how they came together to create boxing therapy. We will talk about how he made the connection and what resources he uses to stay current on new and different types of therapy.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by Jose Jones. Hello and welcome, Jose.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what degrees that you have?
Absolutely. My name is Jose Jones. I am a licensed professional counselor. I've been a licensed professional counselor since 2014. I also got a master's in school counseling. And I can tell you a lot about myself, but the main thing is like Lindenwood has been my hometown. Lindenwood has been my alma mater, and I've been here since 2002. Right now, I'm enrolled in the doctorate program,
right.
And I should be finished by May 2018. I'm just excited. Absolutely. No more. I used to be a professional boxer, and I retired last year. To me, that was one of the things that I miss. But now I'm able to take that passion and use that into my counseling. Make sure I reach out to so many youth, so many children, so many families, and try to work with them and help them release so many things, because boxing can help you release a lot of things.
So how did you make that connection between counseling and boxing? What made it all kind of come together?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, boxing and counseling, and it's I love that question, because that's the question that I ask myself every day I wake up.
Okay.
I feel like nowadays, well, it's not even nowadays. I feel like boxing and combat sports, any competitive sports too, they are one of the closest things to life when it comes to having that mentality of let's never give up. Let's keep continuing to fight for your dreams. Let's continue to fight for your goals. So when you have that mentality and that philosophy in life, I think that nothing is impossible.
Okay.
So why boxing? Well, boxing is something that I've been doing since I was 12, 13 years old. Mm-hmm. I am currently, I'm from Panama City, Panama, and I came here in 2002 without thinking about being a boxer, but I happens to find out that there was a boxing gym here in St. Charles, so I decided to practice.
Okay.
Now in 2007, that's when I started, studying counseling, and there was something that it was I was very curious about the philosophy of boxing and about how was my daily life. I believe when I came here, there were so many days that I was feeling depressed. I was feeling sad. I was home.
Sure.
Thinking about my family back home. But then I realized that boxing. Every time I went to the boxing gym, I was feeling a lot better. So I started working at Lindenwood. After I finished my first degree was in mass communications and business. After I finished that, I started working at Lindenwood. I was in charge of the international students, their business account. So I was seeing a lot of international, especially international, that were coming to my office, and I know that they were feeling, there was a lot of stress going on, a lot of they were feeling sad. Some of them they were like, Jose, I don't feel like being here no more. So that's when I'm like, you know what? That's the same thing that I went through. And I start, inviting them to come to the gym. Some of them, they came. Some of them, they were like, because everybody, when somebody think about boxing, people think about, oh my Lord, I'm going to get hurt.
Right.
I know, right, Nancy? Well, but I changed, my goal is to change the whole myth and the whole philosophy of that, because I believe, and there's so many research out there now that talks about boxing as a way to make people feel better, as a way to release so much, stress, anger, depression, anxiety. So that's some of the things that I've been definitely searching. And right now I open I have a program.
Right.
And not only for student, family. Now I have a program for kids with disabilities, with kids with they are diagnosed with autism, Down syndrome. So I am very happy, for the outcome of that program.
Awesome. That sounds exciting. I think that's so fun. So, so you came. It sounds like it was just a natural progression, which is very exciting. But what resources do you use to help you gain new ideas or different ideas? So, what would help you lead to choosing like one group over another, or do you have different resources that you use to help?
Well, yes. Like the first thing that I will tell you is that the number one resource that I use is school. I know, for example, Lindenwood. I can talk to you guys, well, we're in Lindenwood, but I can talk beautiful things and wonderful things about the Lindenwood Library. That's, for me, has been my number one resource. I mean, just going in there, and you don't even have to go to the library. They have the online, so many online database resources that you can use. They have the ProQuest, they have the ERIC, they have the, right now, because I'm, finishing my dissertation. That's something that I, from home, I've been working and searching and reading dissertations and, getting into those database, and I definitely find that very, very helpful. And on top of that, my thing is always, just being enrolled in different associations. For example, like the Counseling Association, the NCC, being in touch with your colleagues, professors.
Right.
That's something that definitely helps you stay ahead of the curve. And that's the key. The key is to always be there. Always be there when it comes to like there's any workshop or seminar. I'm one of the first guys that calls, because I need to be, I feel like I need to get enrolled in anything that is new. So that definitely keeps me on top of my game.
Right. So you're always looking for different things.
Absolutely.
You're never just, well, it'll come. So you're kind of working at it.
But you're right. But that's one of the things that one of my oh my Lord, my number one professors of all times. His name is John Henschke. He told me, Jose, since the moment I started taking my doctorate, he's like, Jose, we all are lifelong learners. We all have to, keep learning. If we stop learning, then we die. We need to grow. So life is a journey, but at the same time, it's a journey of learning. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. Like I feel like if I am not learning, then I'm not doing it. I feel like I need it. It's kind of like addictive to learning.
Yes.
That's the name. I'm an addict to learn.
Right. Well, and we're glad. Like that's a good thing to be addicted to.
Absolutely.
Learning. I want to keep myself going. So
yes.
That's very exciting.
No, thank you.
So so you're going to the library for resources. So I'm curious, do you work with, you talked about different organizations that you work
Yeah.
with, but what about other gyms? Are there other gyms that you go to or that inspire you to come up with different techniques when you're working with students or
Yeah.
the people who come to your gym?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the gym that I run is here in St. Charles.
Yep.
But at the same time, I have a lot of friends, you know, in the fighting community that I always, you know, I'm still in touch with them. I call them, you know, we meet, you know, once a month. And we share, you know, we share some cross training ideas.
Sure.
And the good thing about that is that, you know, they always are willing to help. And I feel like going to different gyms, for example, gyms especially in the city, gyms. I have a friend of mine that he runs a gym in Belleville. He's always like, you know, meeting with me, talking to me about, you know, different ways to definitely improve our program. I also go to the internet. You know, the internet. You know, a lot
Right.
of people, they call YouTube one of their biggest mentors, and I have to agree with that. I think that when you go to YouTube, you can find so many different ideas to create new programs, create new classes, create new sessions, new exercises, and yeah. So within that circle of friends, gyms, and you know, the internet, I feel like I get a lot from them.
Awesome. Very cool.
And also, I also forgot to tell you, some of my clients, my clients, one of their homework or their task, or whatever you want to call it, is that I like them to find out what are the type of exercise, what are the type of things, activities that make them feel better. Because the program that I run is a strength-based program. You know, I focus on everybody's strengths. You know, their strengths, what they like to do, because I know that that's the key to keep them engaged with the exercise. So I feel like, so they do that. Sometimes they come over to the gym and they say, Jose, we got this new exercise, we got this new music. You know what I mean? Anything like that. I know that those are the type of things that, make them or keep them in love with the program. And I believe that that's the key. And that's one of the, andragogical techniques that I use, just to keep them engaged. We all know that, adults, we learn when there is a necessity, what they want to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever they want to learn. So I asked them, what kind of music you guys like? What kind of exercise you guys like? What kind of, part of your body you would like to improve, you would like to work on. So those are the things that it's kind of like even though it's a group, I kind of like personalize, everybody has their own thing, and I respect that, and I try to, cheer for that. So that makes them like, hey, you know what? I feel valuable. I feel like I belong here. So that's one of the, techniques that I use for the boxing therapy program.
That's awesome. That sounds very fun.
Nancy, you need to come. I'm telling you, you need to come. And I will send you guys some passes so you guys can come and let it go.
Okay. I don't know about that. But so that's one of the questions I have for you is, so you're talking about the strength-based thing. So do these students box with each other, or is it, like, how does it all work? Like,
Okay,
how does boxing therapy work?
Okay, I'm ready for that question.
Okay, good.
That's a question that that's one of the first questions that I asked myself before getting into all this.
Sure.
The main thing about the boxing therapy program is that I want everybody to know that this is a non-contact boxing program.
Okay.
Anybody that come, get a hold of me, they have to understand that this is not a program that people are going to get hurt,
Right.
that people are going to, punch each other.
So it's not you punching me.
No, absolutely no, Nancy, no. No, it's definitely not like that.
Okay, good.
This is a program that, people come to work on their own issues, right? There's any stress going on with them. There's any anger. There's any, I would say they going through something right now. I want them to go ahead and release everything, either in the punching bags, either with the punching mitts, either working with me. Because like I said, it's kind of like a boot camp.
Okay.
But at the same time, we have so many the equipment that we have in the gym. It makes it like a more like a cross. I call this CrossFit box. Because you do you do a little bit of CrossFit, but you do boxing too. Now, I have a formula for you. The formula is basically what I've been working on, and that's what the formula that I laid out to all my clients.
Sure.
So what that's something that I would like to send you so you can have it too. Because you take whatever is a problem, right? The problem could be that you are having you feel depressed, right?
Sure.
So you add some strength-based techniques in combination with the boxing therapy. Plus, you add, for example, so it will be the problem, it will be the boxing therapy with the stress, with the strength-based combination. That would be equal to progress, So that's basically my formula right there. Whatever you're going on right now in your life, you add some boxing therapy with the strength-based techniques, plus plus the boxing, everything is equal to progress.
To progress. Alrighty, that's nice. That sounds good.
I know.
Let it out. That's good.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, that sounds very I like that. You have your setup, how it's gonna all work out. So you talked about you have these different classes. Do you have different formulas for different groups? So you say you have this autism group or people with different disabilities. Do you do anything different with them versus, like, if I walk in, are you going to do a different setup for them versus me? Or how do you know what to tell someone when they come into your gym or part of one of your classes?
Well, I will, right now I'm working with there's like 2 or 3 nonprofits that I'm working that they have, their participants, they have the autism.
Sure.
Some of them, they have Down syndrome. So what I work with them is more it's more team building exercise, team building activities, right?
Okay.
There's some research out there. Well, there's a lot of research out there saying that, exercise works with them when it comes to it helps them increase their social interaction, their communication skills, their coordination, their their hyperactivity, so all those things. That's basically what I work with them. I work with them so they can work in their social skills. They can team up with each other. Get those skills up, cope, life coping skills. I want them to feel like, of course, all the exercise that I will do with them. I mean, I'm telling you, you just have to come one of these days. But all the exercise that I do with them, with this population, is basically I modify them, because that's the goal. The goal is for everybody to work. To use boxing as a way for them to feel better, as a way for them to release, whatever they got going on in their life. So with this population specifically, what I will do is I will work with them, that we all team up, as that we all work as a team. We all kind of they work with each other in the punching bags. They all have to cheer for each other. They all, everything is adjusted just for them, right?
Okay.
All the exercise, everything, because I want them at the end. And for example, for an adult class, I will work between 45 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
Now with my population, with my autistic population, I will work, 20 to 30 minutes. It depends.
Okay.
I like to start with a lesson plan, because that's the thing. We start with a lesson plan and we talk about, anything, for example, anything that is going on right now, self-confidence, self-motivation, self-esteem, and then we go at it with boxing exercises.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So, so you're working on your doctorate right now.
Yeah.
Are you incorporating your boxing therapy into the doctorate? Because what is your doctorate in?
My doctorate right now is in instructional leadership with an emphasis in andragogy, working with adults.
Sure.
And absolutely. I think that some of the things that I do in my gym, especially, I work with more with adults. And,
Okay.
I also have, youth classes, children. I have a little kids class. They are like 3-year-old, 4-year-old. They come to the gym at such an early age. But at the same time, you see, the whole philosophy about the program is like, I want everybody to keep, life is a fight, but it's a fight for your dreams. It's a fight for your goals. Also, the other motto that we have in our program is that we don't believe in knockdowns. We believe in get-ups. We believe that we all gonna get knockdowns in life. For example, they don't want to go. I have a youth that they don't want to go to school, and that's typical. That's
right. Who wants school's not always all it's cracked up to
trust
be.
me, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go to work, but we have to, right?
Right.
So I say that's when it comes to like you reframing that. That's when the therapy piece comes into place, reframing those thoughts into something positive. That's why some of the exercise that I do is like, we put labels in the punching bag. We label something negative into something positive, So those are the type of exercise that we work. We have plenty of exercise. That's why you need to come over.
All righty.
But going back to the andragogy question is that, yes, I definitely incorporate some of those techniques, some andragogy techniques into my program, because I believe that what makes everybody feel that they belong to that program. I want them to feel engaged into the program. We start every exercise that we do, even though it doesn't matter who I'm working with. I start the exercise asking them what they want to hear, what type of music they want to hear,
right.
What type of exercise they would like to work out, just to warm up. It could be a jump rope, so everybody pick their own thing for 1 minute. Let's put it like that.
Okay,
so
perfect.
That's kind of like, we sharing, and then before or after we get together we get together in a team in a team building group,
okay.
And we all share with each other how we feel, how was our week. So we make it more like I said, people call me coach, and people call me Jose the therapist, Jose the fight doctor. They call me so many different nicknames, but I see myself as a facilitator. All I do is just I'm just a person that is there. Why? I'm just, basically making sure that, everybody get a chance, everybody get a turn. So that's my job. Make sure everybody, the job is complete. Let's put it like that. So that's those andragogical techniques makes them like, what? Even though this is supposed to be used for adults, but I've used it for my program, and definitely it has been working just fine, because everybody keeps engaged. People are like, Jose, why you coming? Why you asking me what I want to do? I'm like, well, sometimes, I'm like, because you are part of the program. You are the program. You know what I mean?
Right.
So those are the things that can make a difference with anybody. That will definitely build a better trust, a better rapport with any of your clients. So I would recommend anybody to just try that. Right now we're working on learning contracts. That's an andragogical technique too, that we work on. We basically is a piece of paper that we ask anybody, what do you want to learn, and when do you want to finish that? What will be the evidence that would show that you learned that? It could be throwing a jab, throwing a left hook, it could be any personal. It could be something that, I want to stop eating so much at night. I want to start eating less at night. After 9 o'clock.
Right.
All those type of things. That's why it makes it a more like a therapeutic program.
Okay.
Because everybody, at the end of the day, you go home and you can apply those techniques into your daily life.
Awesome. I like that a lot. I was kind of curious how all the counseling came in. So it sounds like it's more than just going to learn boxing techniques.
No.
So,
yes, it's that philosophy. Like I said, like that philosophy. I seen some of my clients. They come into the gym. I can see their faces. I can see that they're going. That they had a rough day. And I say, what? Let's go at it. Let's go and release that. Because tomorrow is going to be a better day. Tomorrow is going to be a new, different day. So guess what? And I call everybody in my gym, all my clients, I call them champs, because I believe that they are champions in life. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They don't have to be a boxer to be a champion. You could be, like I tell my kids, my youth, I'm like, your mom is champ. You're the champion at school. You're a champion at home. You're a champion in your neighborhood. I mean, but to be a champion, you have to carry yourself as a champion. To carry yourself as a champion, you have to listen. You have to take care of, your homework. You have to, keep going to school. You have to keep fighting for your dream. So I definitely try to motivate them, because at the end of the day, they have to go out. They have to go for it. And I have an exercise that is very powerful. I call this exercise the four corners, because in the gym that I run, we have a small ring. Basically, every corner, sometimes I bring family members. Some of the kids, sure. they get in the ring with me and they punch they start punching the mitts.
Okay.
And every family, every member, that's why it's called the four corner. The one corner could be family, the other corner could be teacher. I got a teacher coming in for one kid saying, hey, you know what, we got you. I'm here to support you. Because at the end of the day, I want them to know that life is going to be a fight for your dreams, but you will have every corner in life. So you are not alone. I want them to know that. So, yes.
Nice. I love that positive reinforcement. You have this positive energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that is probably so critical to success.
Yes.
Having that positive buildup. So
absolutely.
That's really very exciting. I like that a lot. So any other tips or tricks that you have for boxing therapy or learning more about what you do? Anything that you want to share?
Yes, I would say just one of the things that I do on my own is like I like to take myself, carry myself. I mean, drive myself into some of those exercises, some of those scenarios. For example, like I try to use it for myself. That's what I tell a lot of my clients. I'm like, even though you're not in the gym, you could be doing this at home. You could be doing this at work. You could be just carry that with you. You have to, kind of like you have to. What's the old saying? You have to preach what you teach.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I do. This is something that I take. This philosophy I take it with my daily life, meaning that sometimes I could be driving around. I like to stop different libraries. I like to stop different schools. Sometimes some of my colleagues, they work in other school districts, and I try to see what they doing. I try to see what type of program they're running, so I can, see if I can go ahead and get any feedback from them,
Okay. Well, very exciting. Well, that is just really awesome. Thank you so much, Jose.
Thanks to you guys.
So this has been really great, and it's been really interesting to learn about these lifelong skills. I'm Nancy Messina, the host for Literacy Now, and we hope to see you next time.